Check it. Alright guys, you are back for another update with Data Zero, and in this video we look at the fundamental and technical analysis for AMC, APE, and GME. I think this week is going to be a great week for trading and apes to make money. We also look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. I provide technical analysis for all of these stocks and weekly predictions and show you what information you need to look out for this week. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, and see what we have going on. Guys, you are back for another video with Data Zero, and in this video we are going to be looking at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, AMC, APE, and GME. This is going to be your overall update for the overall stock market and this trading week. I believe this trading week is going to be fire for trading and absolutely monumental, and apes could make a lot of money looking at potential trades and even day trading AMC. I know apes are normally against day trading AMC, but what is the problem with making money and apes making money and getting more money? I think if apes have more money, they'll buy more AMC, and that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So guys, the S&P 500 is basically melting up. The S&P 500 broke out of the Bollinger Bands, as you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame, basically in a squeeze type move. Anytime you break outside of the bands, that is a parabolic movement to the upside, or if you break down out of the bands, that is a big dump to the downside. As you guys can see here, they broke out of the bands a little bit. It's a massive dump, and as you guys can see right here, this is a massive pump. So we are outside of the bands on the S&P 500. This is the actual S&P 500. There is SPY, but this is the S&P 500. SPY is at 409. S&P 500 is at 4,109, but they track the same. So guys, this is what I'm looking at for the overall stock market. I believe that it's going to melt up over the next week. I think that we are going to see maybe a little bit of consolidation, then a nice move to about 4,100, 4,150 on the SPY. We might even break this local high of 4,195 and move to this upper range of 4,200, and this might all happen next week. My prediction for the weekly candle for SPY is going to be a green weekly candle. I believe that we're going to have another green weekly candle print, and I believe we are going to move to these upper ranges up here. As you guys can see, SPY is getting very constricted here on the Bollinger Bands on the weekly time frame. We also have buy signals on the daily the daily time frame. As you guys can see right here, we printed a daily buy signal right here, fresh new buy signal on the daily time frame. So if you get in early, not financial advice, but that could correlate with a nice move to the upside. As you guys can see, when we get these buy signals, it normally means a nice run is coming, especially here on the daily time frame. So that is what I'm looking at on the S&P 500. If you go ahead and zoom into the 4-hour time frame, you guys can see that we also have that buy signal as well, and green MACD on the daily and 4-hour time frame, and it is correlating to the weekly time frame, which is all bullish. I see we are moving up in this overall ascending triangle, which means we'll probably continue to move up for the next couple weeks till we get to the tip of this and break to the downside, and then retest these lows possibly, or retest a possible low in this range. But if the SPY can manage to maybe do this head and shoulders, this basically head and shoulders pattern right here. So this would be a shoulder, this would be a shoulder, and this would be your head. It could break all the way up to 4,600, and then you could definitely say, hey, you know, we are definitely moving towards all-time highs on SPY. So it is very possible that we could break out of this upper band of resistance and move towards all-time highs for SPY. I know that sounds crazy. I know that the overall macro environment doesn't say that the stock should go up, but algos and traders and everything else, big money doesn't care. And right now, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 are in official bull runs. NASDAQ is just pumping up. NASDAQ is basically technology based. You guys might have seen my Apple trade. So I've been doing a great trade on Apple. Got in at 150 before this massive pump, and it is now up to 163. So I'm up in profit on that. And NASDAQ is basically Microsoft, Apple, Google, all of those things. So if you're looking at something for a good long-term hold, NASDAQ SPY, those are good ones as well, and they pay dividends. But as you guys can see, buy signal on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is looking like it is bottoming, making this rounding formation here, and it's looking like that there's very possible that NASDAQ will be moving up into this middle range, about 14,000, 15,000 in the next couple of weeks. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm thinking NASDAQ, as far as next week, will have a green weekly candle print. Let's go ahead and look at AMC, APE, and GME. So guys, this is what I'm looking at for those specific stocks, and I want you guys to be aware that we do have the job openings coming out. That's JOLTS report, job openings report. We do have that coming out. This could affect the market either way, or it could make the market pump. So this could add to that momentum. And I think all of this news that's coming out, ISM, JOLTS, and even the unemployment rates are going to be positive for the market. As you guys can see, they're forecasted to be lower than the previous ones. So we could see a possible pump in the market all next week. And that is what I'm looking at. I think that next week is going to be a massive week for the market. I think we're going to see a nice up week for the market. I think that's going to correlate with AMC, because AMC is absolutely looking like it's ready to just launch and go up to these higher levels at about $4 or $6 to $7. So I'm thinking next week we could easily see $6 to $7. This is not financial advice, but I'm definitely thinking we're going to move into the 550, minimum 550 range, all the way up to the $7 range for next week. So my price predictions for the closing on AMC of next week is going to be a green weekly candle. I think that we're going to get a green weekly candle print, and I think that we are going to move into the range of $7 for the high and $5.50 for the low. So that is higher than we are right now, obviously, and that is not financial advice. That is just what I'm looking at based off the technical analysis. So if we go ahead and look at the max pain for AMCs, let's go ahead and put on AMC max pain and show you guys the max pain for this week. So this is where market makers will make the most money, and the stock normally closes around this range, but it is one data point of many to look at, and it's something you should add to your fundamental and technical analysis. Max pain still sitting at about $5, but I'm not thinking that it's going to affect us. I do think we are going to defy the odds and move up towards those higher ranges, and max pain can change throughout the week. So that is what I'm looking at for AMC, but we are in this bull flag. So as you guys can see, we have this bullish consolidation right here. We had this nice pop to the upside, which I did predict, this cup and handle formation that I called out, and last week's predictions were extremely on point. I predicted the weekly candle being green, which we had a green weekly candle print, and I predicted several green days throughout the week on my morning update. So make sure you guys check out all my morning updates and all my updates to make sure you know exactly what's going on for AMC. But we are still in this cup and handle formation right here. So this is a beautiful round and bottom right here is the cup. This is the handle. We had that breakout, and now we are consolidating above this main support and resistance right here at about $4.80, $4.90, all the way down to $4.60. We're consolidating above that area, which is extremely bullish, and we have this bull flag breakout, which broke out at the end of the trading day on Friday and into after hours, which means we are probably going to move up to this $5.50 range. Go ahead and retest that, and that will probably happen on Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking that we'll probably get a nice move up pre-market, maybe get a little bit dump like the first 15-30 minutes, and then start moving up throughout the day on Monday. So that is what I'm looking at on AMC. We do have the green super trend buy signal on the 4-hour time frame. It has not moved to the daily time frame yet, but I'm suspecting it will. But we do have bullish MACD on the daily time frame, and if we go ahead and pop on the Bollinger Band so we can see what's going on with the Bollinger Bands, we can see that they are constricting on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame, which correlates with massive movements to the upside. I will be dropping another video later today, more based on technical analysis and everything with the predictions and everything else. So make sure you check that out, and I'll be doing a deeper dive on the technical analysis, why AMC is bullish, and everything I am looking at. but we are looking extremely good in my personal opinion. This higher high setup is playing out, and we do have a higher low, and what happens next? A higher high, which is up in these ranges right here based off this trend line. So guys, that is what I'm looking at for AMC. I do think meme stocks are going to be extremely bullish next week. Let's go ahead and cover the fundamental data, then I'll do the technical analysis for APE and GME. So let's go ahead and look at APE or AMC's cost to borrow. AMC's cost to borrow is at about 180%, 190% on average. Cost to borrow is going to make it harder to get shares available to short and relieve some of the short pressure that we see. We look at AMC short interest, it's 24.64%, which is very equitable or enough short interest for AMC to squeeze, because shorts can or stocks can squeeze off of 8 to 10%. If we look at shares available to borrow as of right now, it is 0, but that can change at any time. Why? Because the trading day has not started yet. If we look at AMC failure to deliver, somehow they managed to get this off the threshold security list with having 12 million failure to delivers. That is absolutely insane, but we do have shares available to borrow all next week, as you got, or shares coming due, which has to be shares taken out of the open market, FTDs bought out of the open market from market makers, and this could cause bullish momentum for AMC. Right here are the closeout dates, T plus 35 closeout dates, and these are shares that have to be bought out of the open market due to FTDs. If we look at GameStop short interest, it's 21.95%, and shares available to borrow is at 1 million. So they have been able to get a lot of shares available to borrow for GME somehow. There are also tokenized stocks for GME. I haven't seen any for AMC, but these might be able to be used to short GME, the actual stock itself. I know it sounds crazy, but they can use it to get force locates. Here is the cost to borrow for GME is slowly dropping down after that nice pump up, but that is not to be worried, because GME has a lot of the float locked up in computer share, which makes liquidity dry up, which makes a short squeeze very, very possible. Now, as you guys can see, it's hovering at about 14-15% on average cost of borrow rates for GME. I also want to point out that APE is still the #1 most shorted stock on Yahoo's finance most shorted stock list. So that means that there is a ton of hidden short interest on APE, and APE could potentially explode at any moment for that reason. And I do think APE could squeeze higher percentage-wise, not price-wise, but percentage-wise than AMC. Now, speaking of APE, let's go ahead and look at the technical analysis. I did say that APE was going to close at $1.50 for the low, so I was a little bit off on this week's price prediction, but we closed about that range, which I predicted. I said that even though we were down here on Friday, I knew we were going to get a nice pump on Friday and move to the upside, and that's exactly what happened. We did get to that $1.50 region. I thought we could break above that and then consolidate above that, but we were a little below that price target, but we are still looking extremely bullish on APE, hovering above this $1.40 consolidation resistance, support and resistance. So sorry about that. So APE is looking good because we are in this bull flag after this breakout of this huge downtrend falling wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern. Bullish continuation pattern means this uptrend that is continuing is going to continue to the upside. Higher high, higher low, or low, higher low. It's going to be a higher low and a higher high. Due to this falling wedge, that is confirmation of that. We do have that breakout and now bullish consolidation in this bull flag after the breakout of the falling wedge. Now I'm thinking APE is going to move up into this $1.60 region and the $2 region here in the near future. So next week, I'm thinking the lowest that APE will close is $1.50 at the absolute lowest, $2 at the highest, unless we get parabolic action, of course, and then, of course, all these predictions would change for all of these stocks, but that is what I'm looking at for APE. Let's go ahead and check out GME and see what I'm looking at for GME. So GME has this massive gap that does need to be filled, but that could be filled up after a massive movement. GME is looking like it is set up to make a parabolic move. I do not want to hype you guys up too much, but GME, if this gap does not get filled, so if you see this gap not get filled and we keep consolidating above this gap and we get to this down sloping resistance, so even if GME doesn't move up at all, if it can just consolidate for a couple weeks, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however long it takes to get to this down sloping resistance, and if we can break out of this down sloping resistance, I think GME could absolutely go parabolic. Check out my squeeze target videos videos. I have squeeze targets for all of these based off of technical analysis and fundamental analysis. But guys, I think based off the short interest, based how the flow is locked up, GME is setting up for a parabolic move. If we put on the super trend, you guys can see that we do have a buy signal on the daily time frame, which correlates with large run-ups to the upside, and we have a buy signal on the 4-hour time frame. So this is all confirmation. We also have this bull flag, very bullish consolidation. If we break out above this bull flag and then retest the top and push to the upside, I'm suspecting that we could retest this $27, $28 region. And if we can get above $28 to $30 on GME, shorts are underwater so heavy at that point, and there is so much short pressure, and there's so little support and resistance at those areas that I think GME could absolutely take off to these higher levels at $30, $40, $6, $50, $60 in my personal opinion. And right now, with GME setting up and consolidating above this gap fill, it is setting up for a parabolic movement. So once again, like I said, if GME can consolidate above this gap fill, I'm thinking it could make a huge push to the upside, and right now that is happening. We keep getting support, and holding above that line. I'm thinking GME is probably going to keep consolidating for the rest of the week, so it's probably going to move up towards the $23, $24 range unless it breaks out of this bull flag. But I'm thinking for the weekly prediction, I'm thinking GME will close for the high $27 and for the absolute low $23. And those are my predictions for AMC, GME, and APE. Again, AMC, GME, and APE. So guys, this is my meme stock weekly update with predictions and technical analysis, getting you ready for this trading week. Remember, we have lots of information coming out, and I will be dropping another video later today showing more technical analysis, giving more predictions, and dropping more information on the meme stocks and more due diligence and analysis. So guys, that is what I'm looking at for the SPY, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and AMC, APE, and GME. Hopefully you found the video informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this, and as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this, and remember, stay safe, have fun, make money. Peace out.